Hi, my name is Sue Beckley, and I am the host of this channel, Quantum Explorations. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about my background and introduce you to a fun topic that I think will carry us throughout many discussions moving forward. But first, let me introduce myself. I am a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner, as well as a beyond quantum healing practitioner, which means I do hypnosis sessions with individuals and help them explore their inner journey, their inner selves, and come up with some questions and hopefully some healing for things that are going on in their lives. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I absolutely love this work, and I've learned an awful lot on my 30-year spiritual journey just becoming a practitioner and doing the work. I'm also clairsentient, claircognizant, and I'm an empath, so I think that's clairsentient. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of labels, but it just gives you an idea of some of my abilities. And today I want to talk about focal point or our point of focus. This is a really important topic, especially in these times, now that things are a little hectic, a little churning, a little changing, a lot of changing, and a whole lot of what the heck is going on. And I'm not talking just politics, I'm talking about every system that we can imagine: families, personal relationships, jobs, politics, environments, all manner of things are changing and being shaken up and moving at this time. Motion, we're always in motion. So, focal point is a very important issue for us to discuss. And we're all dimensional beings, okay? You may have heard this from another source, many other sources, many people in the community talking about these topics like myself. You may have heard that we all come from one source, whether you call it God, Allah, Great Spirit. There's so many names for what we call a creator. I always say source. I think it just makes it easier. And you may have also heard that as all of us have come from one source, we are all one. This is what we talk about when we're moving again to remembering unity consciousness. That's what we're referring to, going back to that oneness and that understanding of what I do to you, I also do to myself. So, what does focal point have to do with that? And I'm here to say that it has everything to do with your creationship, okay? Because we are creators. We have forgotten. Many of us have forgotten. Some people were born onto this earth plane, experienced this dimensional experience, and they've remembered that we come from source and that we're having this individual focal point of experience. Some people remember that. Most of us, even if we remembered as children, had it talked out of us, had us convinced that what we were experiencing with multidimensional beings and people that are passed away in our family that that would come and visit us, we were told that's just your imagination. And so a lot of us have shut off our conscious awareness of those connections. But I'll tell you that they're never disconnected. We are always forever connected to the all. So that's a good news. And we can never ever get it wrong. Focal point. We're focusing right now in this point in time, what we call time. And I don't want to get too far into that conversation because that's just another topic and we'll talk about it on another occasion. But this focal point in time is what we call three-dimensional Earth existence. And many of the people that you'll hear talking about this will suggest that we are between 3D and 4D and 5D. And then you have individuals that are connected to their multidimensionality, and they're going between those 3 dimensions and higher, and all the way up to 12D. So that's where the aspect of ourselves that is closest to being reunited with Source resides. It's the spark of us that came from Source. Okay, so that's our highest dimensional self. We have access to our highest dimensional self. This is the work that I do with clients in quantum healing sessions, is quieting the mind and contacting that higher self. And all the other beings along the way, all of our other selves that are currently going on in this point in time. But the reason we don't know about them in our conscious awareness is because our focal point is now on Earth, in whatever physical body you are now inhabiting. And the reason it is so important to talk about focal point is because as creator beings, we have free will choice on what we will focus on and what we will create. So if we are focusing in this moment in time on all the things that are going wrong in our world, whether it be our personal world or our outside world, then we draw more of that to us, and we are creating more of that. So I'll give you an example. You're riding on the highway, you're driving maybe, or you're a passenger, and one person in the car is paying attention to the music. They're focusing, their focal point is, okay, they're in the car, they're on this ride, and they're listening to this great tune on the radio or whatever, Spotify. And the driver is always looking for something to go wrong in this driving experience. In other words, they're kind of focusing and hyper aware of the fact that there are people that aren't good drivers out there. Or maybe he or she is always worried that someone's going to cut them off in traffic or stop fast, and so on and so forth. So that's their focal point. So the two people sitting right next to each other having a similar experience in this car are focusing on two completely different things, and their reality is going to be very different. And that's the creationship part of it. The person listening to the music and noticing how beautiful the weather is that day, or maybe the scenery as they're driving by, isn't going to notice that guy in front that just cut them off in traffic. Then all of a sudden, they start noticing that the driver starts cussing and getting quite upset and can't figure out what just happened. Okay? So that's a little example of what we choose to focus on, how it affects our reality and our creationship of our reality. So I'll give you another example. If we are choosing to tune into the news, okay, maybe mainstream media, the news, we're going to maybe get examples. I would say probably get examples of all these different things that are going wrong in the world. And I might get anxiety about that. And I might get worried. And I might say, where are the people with common sense, or where are the people who are, believe in humanity and treat each other the right way, right? Because I'm focusing on these news stories and I'm not seeing a lot of good news. If I shift my focal point into my own personal existence and reality, my life, I might start to notice that the sun is shining outside. There's a ball game on. I love the Yankees. I got to tell you, I'm a Yankees all the way girl. Okay. And they're playing right now. I might notice that my son just came up in the kitchen and gave me a hug for no good reason other than he just loves me. I might notice the taste of the beverage that I'm drinking right now. Um, you get the point. If I bring my focus into my own world and what is going on in my world, and then I even bring it closer and decide that I'm going to focus on what's going right in my world, then my reality and my experience becomes much more enjoyable. And it's not like I'm not being real because I'm not living in a fantasy world. I mean, here it is. I just shifted my focus. I'm not listening to those stories that are telling me the world's crumbling. Now, it doesn't mean, that when the day comes and it's time to vote or, whatever I can do as my civic duty to affect change in the world around me, that I wouldn't get engaged in that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your day-to-day, moment-to-moment resistance or existence. Said the wrong word, but existence. We choose what is our focal point. Now, there are folks, and I've learned to do this myself. When I go into meditation, I can connect to other beings, other energies in other dimensions. So we call that multidimensional. And when you go into hypnosis, you can do the same thing. Because what all we're doing is we're quieting our thinking mind. Some people would refer that to our egoic mind. And now we're having a bifocal moment. So we don't forget that who we are right now in this existence, but what we're able to do is go into multidimensional focus and talk to those beings. And they're so happy to help. All we have to do is ask. So this is my Welcome to Quantum Explorations video. I hope what I had to say had some effect for you, and I hope you'll be back to see and talk with me again. Please leave any comments in the section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, okay? One last thing before I sign off. You can find me at www.quantumexplorations.com. My information is below this video, and I hope to hear from you. If you're interested in your own quantum healing session, you want to explore that multidimensionality that I spoke about, contact me and we'll talk about it, okay? Have a great day.